Buriedbornes2. What is it? How can you play it? And is it fun? Buriedbornes2 is a new free-to-play RPG turn-based strategy roguelike that launched on the Steam store on January 9th of this year. Currently, it is sitting at mixed reviews. Seems like the mixed reviews are mainly due to the fact that players are unhappy with the way they implemented skill limitations. But with that out of the way, let's jump in and see if this is fun. So I ran through already once. I did about 45 minutes of gameplay. You can see this is our little world map. You have a shop down here, highway, and a graveyard. We are on the highway aspect of this game right now. I completed one run with my warrior. Looks like we have some kind of preparation. Let's see what that's about. When creating a character, select your race, occupation, and origin. The combination determines the character's parameters, initial equipment, skills, and etc. So this game has a ton of stats and skills to keep track of. But a cool thing about it is as you play through, you will pick up equipment and different spells to use throughout the way. And when you complete a run, you can actually harvest a body, and that will give your character additional stats. They didn't give me this option on the first playthrough. On the first playthrough, we just played as a human warrior. So see, look here, you can choose like different body parts. So on my last run, I picked up this left leg, which is going to give me health resistance plus 30. So it's an interesting system, although there's a lot to take in and I still don't really know what I'm doing. But let's just go with the warrior since I harvested something from that. Okay, so you can unlock a bunch of different races. You don't own this yet. Unlock reward the Union Order from level 5. Okay, well, let's go back. You can see it's a very like retro style graphic. I'm not sure. This game is kind of confusing. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I played like 45 minutes to an hour and I still really don't know what's going on. Oh, here we go. So we got the warrior. We can choose a few different people. I played through with the warrior last time. We can choose a foot soldier. Do I get to keep my body upgrade? No. So depending on who you run through with and harvest a body on the last run, for example, warrior 3, I did one clean run. I got through, I beat the boss, and I unlocked this left leg, which is a more rare item. But if I want to run through with a different class, like a foot soldier, I do not have that new ability. So that's cool because it kind of gives you the emphasis to like run more classes. Let's try running through with the wizard. Why not? Please enter your name. Slognarg the wizard. All right, Slognarg the wizard is created. On the highway, whenever you attack an enemy with soul ability, your equipment will deteriorate. Equipment with plating can ignore. Okay, well, who knows? So here's my character model. Here's our health bar. This is where our skills will be displayed. You can see it has your typical roguelike kind of move down the tree. So as we move to each area, we will move down the path until we reach the final boss. So as I was telling you, there's a lot of stats to keep your eye on. These are all my different stats that I have for this individual character here. We're a human wizard commoner. We have a teleport ability. And then there's all these other little stats that go along with it, which are kind of like convoluted. Let's show you guys like what the combat looks like. So this is, as I said, a turn-based RPG roguelike. So we're going to click on the question mark. We can take one of these skills here. When I have crafting, if I had unlocked a crafting ability or a crafting spell, I could craft it here, but I don't have one. And you can also re-roll what drops here with these crystals that you'll find along the way. Let's see what this guy does. Supply medium, a skill rune. It's a high rarity. Skill runes are, okay, so what does it do though? So skill runes are runes you can put inside your skills, obviously. Let's see, we have energy bolt and fireball. I'm not sure what this does. It says just like plus 50%. Remaining uses plus 50%. I believe these 50 right here, this is how many uses we have. So let's put that on we might find something better for the fireball. So we'll put that on our energy bolt to show you how it works. So we'll take that. So now our energy bolt is going to have 50% more uses, I assume. Okay, now on to the next stage. So here you can see we're going to get a piece of equipment and fight a monster. We're fighting the Gazing Goat Man. So here's the NPC's health bar right here. And this little circle here represents the fact that he's going to have 2 health lives. I'm not sure why I now have less health. I'm unclear about that. So if you want to know what your spells do, you go down here and you click on the name. Energy Bolt. Direct attack your opponent, 50% of your intelligence or piety, and it will do elemental damage. 60 uses on this, but each use costs 2. So really we have 30 uses on this and it's a 1-turn cooldown. For our fireball, we have 50 uses on it and it costs 2. So we have 25 uses with this. And this is going to scale off of intelligent and piety. I'm not sure how that is pronounced. So there's a lot of stats to digest here and it's pretty overwhelming. I read a lot of people on the Steam review were kind of overwhelmed by that as well too. This is like our old school style game. I like the graphical style of it. It's really basic. but it's fine. Well, since we have more energy bolt, let's cast an energy bolt out. Okay, seems like we now have a debuff. So physical vulnerability, last 4 turns, or 1 room. And now I can't use these spells right here. For some reason, these are now on cooldown. What does concentration do for us? Grants focus 25% to yourself for a 100% hit. Grants influence 25% to your hit. Influence increases chance of inflicting ailments on enemy. So I'd want to do concentration and then probably fireball, but I can't do that right now. So let's go hit him with the fireball. Oh, he resisted it. Oh no. So the spell attack animations are pretty nice too. We'll hit him with another energy bolt. Now I did really well with the warrior. We'll see how the mage plays out though. We'll hit him with the energy bolt one more time. So now you can see, since he had this little circle under here, he comes back with a full health bar. Another interesting mechanic of the game is when these pips underneath each of our health bar fills up, our basic attack turns into a separate attack. So without those 4 pips filled up, we would just do a regular fireball. But now with those pips filled up, we will do a firewall, which grants burn to your opponent. So let's try that out on him. Even I don't know if he's immune to it, but each one of these skills, once these pips are filled up, will transform into another skill set. So now energy bolt turns into energy bullet, which grants light bullet to yourself. Okay, see, so there's so many different stats to digest and so many different things. I think that's what's turning people off from this game quite a bit. But we'll try this. Let's try energy bullet and see what that does. So that didn't do anything to him, and I guess in some way, shape, or form, it buffed me. But the spell attack animations for such a basic game are pretty cool looking. Now on my warrior class, I found an ability called parry, and that saved my ass a bunch. Okay, so we defeated that enemy, and now we get to choose from an equipment. So right now our wand gives us intelligence and piety, or piety. Now we could switch that out with a katana, which is 2 green stars, which means it's better than just the regular common item. But that's gonna buff strength, dexterity, and strength. We're not gonna use that as a wizard, so we can re-roll for one of our 8 gems we found. Okay, well this hammer will give us strength and some piety, but it doesn't really help us, so I don't know how many times we can re-roll. We wanna re-roll, and there we go, fetish. This is gonna give us intelligent boost, piety boost, movement preparation, which I don't know what movement preparation does. At a certain probability, the cooldown of all skills is reduced to 1 when moving to another room. Okay. So there's a lot of little systems here. We're going to take this just because it buffs our intelligence and piety. Piety. I still don't know how to pronounce it. Now, the one thing I'll say, which I didn't really expect this game to do, but your character model doesn't change depending on what equipment you pick up. So that would be cool if it did. But we should hit a little harder now since we got that fetish thing. Let's go up here because we'll get a loot drop and a treasure chest. The treasure chests are only available to you if you complete your run. So it gives you good motivation to complete your run. Well, let's do a concentration, since concentration is going to give us focus and influence, which will give us more ability to inflict like a burn effect on them. So we'll do a concentration. So we got focus, influence, plus 1 action. Okay, cool. So when we use that, we can also do one of our actions. Let's try the fireball. Now you'll see each time I cast one of these spells, these pips fill up to give us that like special ability. Hey, we wrecked him right there. That was good. So now concentration is on a 4-turn cooldown. Now we got to go after this ghost. Let's hit him with another energy bolt. And we wrecked him. So that weapon upgrade we got was pretty good. Now we could get a scythe, but I think we'll pass because I feel like this fetish thing that we have right now is better. So we'll ignore that. It's kind of a bummer we didn't get another piece of equipment, but we did get a treasure box. When you bring a treasure chest obtained in a dungeon back to Earth, you can obtain inventory items. So let me tell you kind of the backstory on this game. We'll go this way first of all. We are controlling corpses. So we are controlling corpses to get through this level. This isn't us necessarily playing the game. We are controlling a corpse and trying to make it through each level. Which is why it's called Buriedbornes. I assume that's supposed to be like buried bones. And so each run you will pick a corpse that you want to control to try to get through the level. We have an unidentified ghoul here. Let's do another concentration so we can get another turn, and we'll inflict fireball again. Here we go. So now we got some clothes we can reroll with. So our initial robe just gives us shield. This will give us invasion, max HP, and resist. Let's reroll one time and see what we can. Oh, that was a good reroll. Hell yeah. So now we got a 4-star robe, which is going to give us quite a bit more shield, mutation, which increases resist void and raises resist void reduction limit. So that's worded kind of weird. But they do, the one thing I'll say about this game, even though there's a ton of stats, if you just click on something, it will tell you what it does. So it gives you the information that you need. It's just your job to kind of file through and figure out what the hell it's saying. So we get void resistance, we get more shield, we get void absorption. Whenever you deal direct damage with the corresponding element, recover HP. So if we can find a spell that does void damage, that's going to give us HP each time. And Defiant Resist, significantly reduce physical and magic damage when HP stack is 0. So when we're dead, we get less damage. That's kind of confusing. But we'll take this robe. But what's down here? Well, I don't know what these things are down here. Let's see how we can see our character. You go up here, you click on that, and then you click on character. It will show you some information. As you can see, there is a ton of information to digest here. So if you're the type of player that likes to kind of really get down into the nitty gritty of kind of theory crafting and like learning a whole new language to play a game, this might be the game for you. Now, I've always been interested why these are blank. I assume that's just like random. A random event's gonna happen. Oh, nothing happened. So we got movement preparation. Okay, so these are just empty tiles. Interesting. We're gonna go here. I wanna see if I can find a spell that will do void damage so we can regenerate HP. So the spell book on this tile means that once we defeat the enemy, we'll find a spell. Ooh, a soft gargoyle. Well, let's go with our concentration again. That seemed to be working pretty well. And then we'll hit him with that fireball. Oh yeah, that did damage. We did work on him. Now let's hit him with the energy bolt. Okay, you can see he had 2 pips. He had 2 pips under his health bar. So now we're gonna have to take him down quite a few times. Another fireball. Oh, we missed. That's not good. He absorbed a lot. What's up with him? So we put burn on him. He has ironclad, which will give him increased physical resistance. That's another nice thing. So you can just click on the enemies and you can learn all about what they have going on. He's dual resistant, so he's going to be resistant to a lot of our stuff. I guess we'll try with the energy bolt. Yeah, that's not good. He's resistant to like everything we're doing. We need to get this concentration spell back up. I'm also confused on why I'm not generating pips right now. On my warrior, every single turn, I would generate these pips to do my special. What does observe do? Scouting to yourself, 100% hit. Okay, maybe we should do that to give a higher chance of hitting our fireball. Okay, and that did fill up our pips quite a bit. I think his attacks might be getting rid of our special ability. Let's do concentration one more time and then hit him with the fireball again. This guy's gonna be a problem because he's resistant to everything we're doing. Okay, now we got him down to his last health bar. Ooh, he did something big to us. We got a lot of debuffs on us right now. We're blind for 4 turns. Petrified. Each turn remain uses all of your skills. Uses of all your skills are reduced. So now he's getting rid of our ability to actually do our skills. That's rough. We'll go ahead and just try to hit him with another fireball. That one got through. We'll hit him with the energy bolt. So they give us a diagonal slash. That's not going to be good. This is going to be a skill, right? So we can take this skill and replace any of our skills that we have right now with this provided skill. But we don't want diagonal slash because that's more of a, as you can see here, that's going to be more of a melee strength-based dexterity. So we will re-roll this. Stone bullet. What's this do? Dexterity or intelligence. I really want to see if I can find something that's going to do void damage. So we'll re-roll this one more time. A dark bolt. They have a ton of spells in here. Okay, so this will have curse. Direct attack your opponent. Element, void. Perfect, this is what we want. Because every time we do void damage because of that robe we picked up, we'll get some health back. So we will take this one. Now what do we want to replace? March out lets us bail on a level. So that's kind of a good one to keep. And I don't want to get rid of any of my other spells. So maybe we'll just get rid of observe. I don't know if that's the play, but that's what we're going to do. I want to take dark bolt. I really need void damage so I can regenerate health. Oh, we have a lot to choose from here. I'm not sure what the difference between this skull and this is. I know they're both enemies, but I don't know which is what. So we'll go with just the one enemy. Let's try out dark bolt and see if we get any health back. We did. We got some health back, I believe. And that's like on no cooldown. So let's hit him again. I didn't see us getting health back there. Okay, so we could get another piece of armor. But again, I don't want to replace this robe. I am interested to see if I re-roll this, if I have a chance of getting a helmet or if the mage only gets robes. Oh, we got a cloak. I don't believe the cloak will replace my robe, but I really don't know. Okay, so now we made it to a camp. At camps, you can take a break. You'll get some of your HP back. Maybe all of your HP, we'll have to find out. Your spell abilities will regenerate as well too, so you'll be able to increase the pool of how many times you can cast your spell. And here, you have like a passive tree. A pretty sizable passive tree too. So since we're doing the mage, you start here, this is where your character is, and you can work your way out on 4 points. I'm assuming since we're doing the mage, we're probably gonna wanna increase our piety. But let's see what else we got here. We got piety, evasion, resist ailments, that could be good too. But let's be a glass cannon. Let's increase our piety. Now we had 4 available wrenches, which is how you increase this. So now you can see my health pool is all the way back up, which is good. That's what the camp is for. And I should, what's this bunny? I've never seen this bunny before. Hey, what a coincidence to meet you in a place like this. Apparently he recognizes your face, but you can't tell the rabbit's face apart because they all look the same. I'm just carrying my stuff to the ground. I have some space in my bag, so why don't I carry something out for you? I think this guy will take our treasure chest back up above ground. Oh, we had no treasure chest, but I thought we had a treasure chest. What happened to it? Okay, well, he should have taken the 1 treasure chest. It says we have none, but I'm pretty sure we did get a treasure chest. So I don't know what's going on with that. But if I had a treasure chest, he would have taken that back up to the earth, and we would have been able to open it if we failed this run. This one looks a little challenging, but I think we get like a skill rune if we go this way, so we'll try that out. Let's do a concentrate. Well, we don't need to regain health, so we'll just hit him with the fireball. Oh, we wrecked that fool. Well, we have a lot of energy bolts, so let's try that out. Oh, he had 2 health. I didn't realize that. Oh, why'd that miss? I'm not sure why that missed right now. Okay, well, let's do our dark bolt so we can see if we can regenerate health. I think we're regenerating health. I can't tell. I think it's just a low amount. Okay, so now we have a skill gem that we could put in. Mutation. Whenever you use this skill directly, gain mutation plus 5 per turn. I forget what mutation does. I think it's void related. So we'll put that on our spell that does void damage. You really want to pinpoint like a build you're going for in this game, because if not, you're just going to get wrecked. All right, this tile will give like a debuff or a buff. The air becomes damp and my vision gradually turned white. Soon the surrounding area was enveloped in a thick fog. Is it due to nature or is it caused by someone trying to hinder your progression? So this gives us dungeon status dense fog. Both sides, so me and the enemy, at the beginning of each turn gain random blindness. So these are kind of risky. These do stack too. So we'll go up here and we'll get another stack of fog. So now we have 2 stacks of fog. There's a chance for everybody to get blinded. Let's use our concentration again, and we'll smack out with this dark bolt since we just buffed that up. Ooh, that did a big hit. I gotta pay attention to my health and see if I'm regaining health. Let's see. I don't think I regained any health on that. Oh, but I missed, I think. Let's try again. Yeah, I'm not seeing the health regenerate, which is kind of confusing. What do we get here? Grants natural recovery to yourself, 1% of your current HP. That could be a good spell. You know what? We're not going to bail on any levels. We're going to play hard and fast. So we'll get rid of March Out and we'll replace that with Rejuvenation. Okay, and here's a little text again for getting a second stack of Dense Fog. We have a dual armed gargoyle here. I do like the enemy models. They're all pretty cool, pretty dark. Let's try a stack of Rejuvenation and see how that works. So I guess this little bit right here is what we're going to regenerate. It's kind of hard to tell. We have the +1 right here. Shows you your modifier. Natural recovery lasts 1 room. So maybe each turn I'll gain 1 HP. Let's do a Dark Bolt. Oh, we wrecked that fool with the Dark Bolt. Yeah, but he's coming back. His health is at 0. Interesting. Let's hit him with the Energy Bolt. Yeah, I'm not sure why his health was stuck at 0. Okay, I think he put a bleed on us too. He did. So we're going to be bleeding for 4 turns. Now we filled up these pips again. So now we can do a special ability. What does Forest Friends do? Summon a random forest companion. Okay. Overflow. Double penetration, 200% to yourself, 1% hit. So we can hit him even harder. Curse. Grants curse your opponent, 400% of your intelligence. Yeah, that's what we want to do. So we're going to curse him. And the curse can stack. And we'll hit him with a Dark Bolt again. Oh yeah, dude, with that curse on there, we did super damage. Let's hit him with another Energy Bolt. And we got him. You can see each time we defeat an enemy, we get more of these gems to use. We don't need a Shuriken skill, like at all. Let's re-roll. Ooh, Heat Wave, what do you do? Attack your opponent, 200% of your strength or piety. Elemental Magic. If the previous action hits, grant intense heat. 75%. Go for like a heat build. I don't know what I'd want to replace out of there though, because these only have 40 uses. You want to make sure you have enough uses so that you don't run out in the middle of battle. I don't want to go too heavy on like fire and heat either though, because I don't want it to get wasted. Since heat wave is a higher rarity than our fireball, we'll switch out our fireball for heat wave. And then let's go over here and see if we can find another piece of armor. Okay, so we got blinded when we came in, and this guy buffed himself with more resistance. Do some rejuvenation right off the bat, and that gave us an additional action. Then we'll do concentration, which also gave us an additional action. And then we'll hit him with Dark Bolt. Oh, dude, that Dark Bolt's doing damage. Let's try out our Heat Wave on him. The Heat Wave does damage too. We got some strong spells coming together. So now we have these pips filled up again. We can do another like massive attack. I think we could just get rid of him here with the energy bullet. Oh, that didn't attack him. Interesting. So what does that do? Light bullet to yourself, 100% of your intelligence and piety. Okay, well, what does light bullet do? Doesn't really tell you. Increases my focus 100% for this entire room. Okay, still not really clear. So, I mean, it's kind of confusing on what, even if you read the tooltips, it's a little confusing on what the hell's actually happened. We'll go with Dark Bolt again then. Oh, we miss because he has acrobatics. Hit him with another energy bolt. You really want to make sure you're watching the amount of abilities you have down there. I don't want this. We'll re-roll one time. A 3-star staff. Well, our burn will be much better if we go with the staff. That's a tough call. What does movement preparation do again? Cooldown of all skills is reduced to 1 when moving to another room. We don't really use a lot of dexterity. Let's try out the staff. Let's go for it. We'll get our burn status up. Take our burn staff. And we could go this way for free food. I think that means the camp. And 1 boot. Well, it looks like we can get 2 pieces of armor from here if we fight 2 enemies. So we'll go up that way. Got an ancient soldier. Let's do our concentration. And we'll hit him with a big heat wave. Yeah, we took that guy down. Now we got a cobalt. I do really like the spell effects in this game. I think they're quite nice. Since we're going to camp, I believe that bread meant that we get to camp. So let's try hitting this guy with a dark bolt. Oh, we almost got him down with that. Okay, we'll finish him off with the energy bolt. That was easy enough. Okay, so now we can switch out our gloves with a pair of shoes, which is an interesting situation. But I want to see if I can get something better. Hey, there we go. We got a 3-starred hat. It will give us 20% resist magical, so resist magic damage. 10% add rune slot. Increased chance of found skills have more rune slots. Okay. Explosive enhancement. Increase the power of targeted effects. I'm not sure if that works for everything. And resist damage over time. That sounds good in case we get a bleed or a burn. So we'll take that hat. So now we're back at camp. We have 8 mod slots we can work with here. Not sure which way I want to go. Like, what is this? Has a certain chance of ignoring effects. Okay. We went with piety here. What does this do? One of the basic parameters that mini... Okay, so this might be the way to go because this will give us increased intelligence. I think we want to move to the left. So we'll take 10% shield, which isn't going to help us a lot. And we have enough points over here where we can buff up our intelligence a little bit. So we'll do that. We'll take 10% increased intelligence, which I believe will increase the amount of damage we're doing with each one of our spells. We'll continue down the path. Ooh, decisions. Let's see if we can find, since we just got a new helm, let's see if we can find a new spell here. We did. Dark Blade. What do you do? Attack your opponent's 100% of strength and intelligence. Element Void. Okay, so we probably want to go with this again because I want to do that Void build. But what do I want to switch it out with? We just took something for heat damage. The energy bolt is good because it gives us a lot of attacks to use, but let's switch it out. Let's go heavy with the void. I don't know if that's a good call, but that's what we're going to do. We'll check out this question mark event. Now, I did wish the background changed as you worked your way through each one of these levels because that all stays static. It was like that the whole last time I played too. Okay, first aid. Heal yourself 15% of your current HP. 100% chance to hit. That might be, and gives you 1 bravery, but I don't know what bravery does. That might be a better call than the rejuvenation. 1% of your current HP lasts 1 room. I think we're going to switch out first aid with rejuvenation. Yeah, that was definitely the play. Okay, and over here we can get another skill rune, so we'll do that. Auto, what is this? Auto confuse. Auto use this skill at the start of your turn. So I believe this is just going to confuse the enemy right at the beginning. Let's put that into our... Do we have anything in this? We'll put that into our Dark Blade. So now as we enter a room with the auto confuse, we'll be able to auto confuse the enemy. Okay, we got another skill here. I don't want that. I don't want that one right there. Let's reroll. Chemistry. Whenever you use the skill directly, gain 1 medication for 2 turns. I don't know what medication does. Like, the game could do a better job of explaining some of these things, because I have no idea what medication does. Is this a skill rune or a skill? Skill rune. Well, let's put that into our first aid. I'm not sure what it does, but it seems like it'd go with the first aid pretty well. Okay, we can see if we find a better weapon. We'll reroll a couple times. Nah, that's fine. Let's ignore it. And let's go for this battle right here. I'm not really sure the point of the blank tiles, but maybe that's just so you can regenerate. Okay, we got a gargoyle. He has 2 health pools. We're going to start with our concentration. And then right off the bat, let's hit him with this dark blade. It didn't do that much damage. What does Black Orbit do? Attack your opponent 150% of your strength and your intelligence. We'll try it out. Oh, wow. Yeah, that did work. That did work. And we got another action. It's interesting how he's sitting at 0 HP. I'm not a fan of that. Let's hit him with another Dark Bolt. Yeah, it's kind of just like waste my turn. I don't know if that's a glitch or what, but I didn't like it. We'll hit him with a heat wave since we do more heat damage. Ooh, intense heat. We wrecked that fool. Let's reroll one more time. Okay, we don't need any of this either. Keep moving up through here. Looks like we're getting to the top of the skill tree. Let's try first aid out. Okay, so first aid works as intended. We'll hit him with the heat wave because I think we do a ton of heat damage. Yeah, dude, heat waves are nuke. Oh, whoa, that's a really cool looking enemy model right here. The Blunt Landcrawler has a ton of health. Let's concentrate and then hit him with the Dark Bolt. This guy's gonna be a challenge. What does Sunlight do? Attack your opponent for 200% of your strength or piety. Elemental damage. If the previous attack hits, grant intense heat. I assume they mean if this actually hits, you grant intense heat? We'll see. That didn't do anything. That just gave us a shield with a lot of stuff. I figured that would actually attack. So maybe with that one, you'd want to do like a firebolt and then do that? I'm not sure. We'll hit him with the Dark Blade regardless. Dark Blade seems like it kind of sucks. Grants void conversion 10% to yourself on hit. Convert magical damage dealt into void damage. Okay, well, I don't know. We'll do Dark Bolt again. The void isn't coming together quite like I'd like. And I'm not seeing that like regenerate my health like I said it would. We'll just keep picking away at him. He's using medication. I'm not sure what that means. I guess he's healing himself. Let's curse him. I think that's the play. We'll curse this guy. So now he's cursed. So if he's cursed, what does that mean for them? I'm not sure. He's cursed, so he's probably going to take more damage from curses, well, I would guess. Let's hit him with the big heat wave. This guy's a tough one. I'm afraid I'm going to run out of my skill usage. Let's hit him with another Dark Blade. Ooh, he missed. That sucks. And we'll hit him with another curse. We'll just stack curse on him. I keep missing with that Dark Blade. That's not good. We might have to switch that out. Hit him with the heat wave. You can see when you attack, there's so many different texts that show up on screen. It's really confusing. This game is definitely super confusing. Let's hit him with a Dark Bolt. We'll just hit him with the Black Orbit. I feel like that's pretty good. We keep missing on this guy, which isn't great. Hit him with another heat wave. We're going through our spells a lot, like really quick here. Okay, he's got one more health pool to go through. Overflow. Double penetration, 200% to yourself. Ignore the enemy's resist physical and resist magical. Does this guy have any resist? He doesn't. So that wouldn't really help us. I guess we'll just go. Let's do curse. He resisted curse, but it didn't say that he has any ability to resist. So that's kind of annoying. Let's concentrate and hit him with the heat wave. He does have resist. It didn't state it on him, but he does definitely have resist. Hopefully we can clear this guy out before we use all of our spell abilities here. He's got a lot of buffs on him right now, but we're not taking a lot of damage, so that's good. But we're going to run out of spells before we can actually get rid of this guy. Dissolving liquid? Uh-oh, what do you put on us? Increase resist void. Okay, so at least we have that, but our physical vulnerability has dropped quite a bit. We will meditate, and then we'll hit with a Dark Bolt. I seem to do more damage. We're running out of spells, though. All right, we got him. My God, that was close. Let's reroll here. Plate armor. I don't think that's going to be for us. Oh, that's good. Plate armor right there, though. What the hell is overdose? HP can no longer be restored whenever you receive an HP restoration effect. You gain one medication instead. I don't want that. keep re-rolling until I find something I like. I don't want to replace our robe either though, actually, because our robe was pretty good. So I guess we'll just ignore. I'm a little concerned about our spells. Like, look, we have like 0 spells down here, and we have this big ass Minotaur now. So I'm not sure what happens when we run out of spells. That didn't happen in my last playthrough. But we're gonna find out. I think we have no other choice but to find out. Maybe I should have kept my energy bolt because it gave me so many more attacks. But I think we're about to lose here because we're running out of our available skills to use, which is like a huge complaint I saw in this game. It's just the number of remaining uses of all skills that our character possesses reaches 0. That character will die immediately. Okay, so we're gonna die immediately. That's a bad system. I saw people complaining about it, and I 100% agree with it. That's just a shit system. I don't know why you would have that in a game. And apparently, like, this is a remake of another game. Apparently, that wasn't the case. Guess we'll just take first aid because we can't do anything else. Yeah, I don't like that system at all. That's like one of the worst systems I've ever seen. Now we can't do anything besides spam first aid here. Do overflow for whatever fucking reason. We're not gonna be able to get rid of him. We'll just keep spamming our first aid. I don't want to do sunlight either because I waste a spell slot where I'm not doing damage, but I guess I don't have a choice. And we died. Okay, so that system of your skills having limited uses and then you auto die is probably the worst system I've seen in this whole entire game. You know, that's the choice the developers made. I don't know. I think that's stupid, and I think that's a really dumb system. So here's what happens at the end of the run. We can find body parts. I like this system. So we can go through here and on our mage, switch out different body parts that we found that we'll start our next run with. I'm gonna go just for increased intelligence. So we'll take the left arm, we'll exchange our human wizard, and we'll take this left arm. So we'll discard the rest of the corpse. Are you getting used to handling corpses? Hee hee hee, you're quite a quick learner. That's good for me too. It's about time we take a trip to another region, or perhaps we should stay nearby and get a better hang on the corpses first. Or maybe, but of course, if it's fine with you, it could be worth trying to take on the reason for all this, the ancient king who awaits a challenger. But I don't know how you came up with something so reckless as to fight the ancient king, and I don't think I want to know. But you should at least know who you're up against. Let me give you some advice. The ancient king's army is powerful. I don't think unremarkable corpses found in a ditch will help you achieve much. Around here, there are a few communities of survivors left. If you let them know I sent you, they might be more eager to help you out. So go ask for help. My research laboratory is nearby. How far you'll be able to get will be a real spectacle. I've helped you this far because I'm interested in you. Unions have been unlocked. Players can join one union at a time, and union missions can be completed during the adventure. There is a first-time fee to join, but once you join the union, you can rejoin it as many times as you'd like. Okay, interesting here. So we got a bunch of different things popping up on here. So this was the first dungeon we did. It looks like there's going to be a bunch of different dungeons to run, which is pretty cool. But I got to say, the mechanic of running out of your spell abilities is kind of lame. Now, I know they do that in like Dungeons and Dragons and stuff like that, but in this gameplay sense, in this roguelite sense, it kind of sucks. Let's go ahead and cover what I do like about this game. I like the enemy models during the combat. Even though they're static, I think they're very cool and they're very interesting to look at, and they have quite a bit of variety. I also think the spell effects are done really well, and it's enjoyable to see those kind of pop off, even though, again, it's like real basic graphics. I enjoy finding new gear as we progress through the level, and I really like the mechanic of harvesting body parts off a corpse at the end of each one of your runs, which kind of works as like your meta progression. What I don't like about this game is it could be pretty overwhelming because there's so many different ailments and spells that it's kind of hard to figure out how you want to build up your build. And when you do go over the tooltips, they don't necessarily explain things super well to you. My biggest gripe I have with this game is the fact that your spells are limited, and when you run out of those spells, you automatically die. I think at the very least, if the developer is like super set on keeping this mechanic in play, that you should be able to have a basic attack that fires off when you've depleted all of your skills. That way you don't just like instantly get tanked, right? You don't instantly lose because maybe you pick too powerful spells that don't have a lot of uses. All in all, I think this is a cool game. It's free to play, so there's no cost to entry. So if you're a sucker for turn-based roguelites with an old school aesthetic, this might be worth your shot. But this was a look at Buriedbornes2. Well, as always, I appreciate you guys tuning in today. Right now I'm sitting at 148 subscribers. Would really love to get that 150 mark. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like and subscribing to my channel. I always greatly appreciate it. And until next time, see ya.